All right, I don't know if you heard this or not. We talked about it a bit yesterday, but if you missed it, another test program in San Francisco. They've tested a lot of programs that have failed miserably over and over and over. Yet they're bold. They keep stumbling straight into the wall or off the cliff, however you look at it. $5 million a year now in this pilot program to give free liquor to alcoholics. Yeah, free booze for the drunks. I mean, seriously? Free vodka, free beer. I don't know if wine's on it, but vodka and beer I saw on the list, right? Ervin Lee is a former addict, now leads a faith-based recovery program called From Beer to the Bible. Better plan than just handing out free vodka, I guess. Ervin Lee, nice to have you here.
Hey, thank you for having me on the show today.
Greatly appreciate it. Look, I have never heard of a worse idea in my life. I mean, we're going to give away heroin? Meth, crack? Well, what are we giving away next in San Francisco? I mean, have they lost their collective minds?
Well, I believe we're going to come to a point where they are absolutely going to allow you to destroy yourselves with drugs and alcohol. This is absolutely...
Wait. With one caveat, you can destroy yourself with drugs and alcohol, needles and liquor on my dime. I get to pay for the drunk on the corner. I get to pay for the addict that's stumbling down the street and defecating on the sidewalk. I get to pay for that if I live in San Francisco. It's insane.
Well, the program itself and the fact that taxpayers are paying this is reckless, careless, and unloving. And we have to wake up in America. We have to wake up. I'm about the two things that America does not want to hear about, and that's Jesus and being sober. We want to numb our pain, our trauma, and not deal with root issues. Just treat the symptoms with drugs, pills, and other things. Anything but dealing with the root cause of addiction and our trauma and pain.
Well, that's not, I mean, to be fair, addiction goes back to the beginning of mankind, whether it was opium dens or beer or liquor, whatever they found along the way, right? But as a general rule, the whole group didn't have to pay for the junkie on the street corner. This is where this one loses me completely. This money could be better spent, couldn't it?
This money could be better spent in prevention, warning and talking to our young people about the dangers of drug and alcohol, but it also could be better spent by actually getting these people the help that they need. There are resources out there to help people get sober, but we need more of them. And absolutely, I believe in 12-step recovery, but true freedom from drugs and alcohol is only going to be found in Christ Jesus long-term and working what I like to call a recovery program that gives you a consistent and disciplined rhythm of living.
Yeah. Here's my question. What is I don't know what our addiction rate in America is. My guess is that during COVID it spiked, that it went way up because people were, locked up at home. They lost jobs, different things went on. They were bored, I suppose. So they started drinking at 9 a.m. Probably lots of problems from addiction that came out of COVID, isn't there?
There's a lot of problems that came out of COVID, but quite honestly, addiction has been growing because of, one, there's the pills that people get.
Yeah, the prescription stuff.
Yeah, prescription pills have caused a spike in addiction, but also the rates are estimated at somewhere between 10. I believe it could be as high as 20% of America is addicted to drugs, pills, alcohol, and then now you layer on gambling, and there are a lot of things that can ultimately destroy one's life. I lost literally everything to alcohol, and I had been in the alcohol business for over 20 years. And
when you say you're in the business, what do you mean by that?
Well, I've done everything you could do with alcohol. And I can tell a person, meaning I sold it, I marketed, I owned liquor stores, and I never made one good decision with alcohol in my body, not one. And I drank up until I was 46 years old. So I'm warning
How did you get
people.
off? How did you get off that vicious cycle? How'd you break the cycle?
Well, I had to surrender and go and get the treatment the help I needed, not risk mitigation by trying to go to a program where they're giving me free taxpayer alcohol. No, I went to a 31-day inpatient treatment center, and I found my faith in Christ Jesus, and I recovered, and now I'm healed, and I'm helping other people realize that you don't have to stay addicted to drugs and alcohol. There's help out there, and there's even help out there if you do not have insurance. There's still help out there for you.
Right. There is help. Church-based organizations, nonprofits out there. There are places you. AA meetings are still free, I think.
Yes, their meetings are free, and they get a lot of people sober. But most people don't do what you're doing today, is be brave enough to take on these issues, these programs that are actually keeping people stuck in addiction
Or
and
keeping them drunk.
ultimately- Yeah,
I mean,
keeping
you're
them
not
drunk.
helping an alcoholic by keeping them drunk. Well, we'll help them ease into it. Look, the state of Oregon tried a deal where they legalized all sorts of hard drugs and said, well, as the other side of that, we'll allow people into addiction centers and so forth. They got like 12 people ever into an addiction center. It was like almost nothing. It was a complete joke. And this will be a joke. I mean, if the wino gets a bottle of Ripple or whatever it is, the wino, that doesn't help the wino, does it? Anyhow, I'll give you the last word.
Give me the last word. So their program, $5 million. I researched it, and from the numbers I saw, they have helped a whopping 65 people. If you took that $5 million and actually put people into inpatient, you could help 300 to 500 people, maybe even 1,000 if you send them to free drug and
get them
alcohol
off
treatment.
drugs, get them off the street, give them a future, give them hope. Ervin Lee. I like the common sense, my friend. You come back anytime. I do appreciate talking to you, and congratulations on your sobriety. Keep the faith, my friend.
I will. Thank you so much, Steve.